Been a lot of buzz and noise in the last couple of days or this past week about Sergio Garcia putting with his eyes closed while winning the Sanderson Farms Open. Sergio even says that he did that several years back when he won the Masters, putted with his eyes closed on every single putt. So the question is, does putting with your eyes closed really work? Well, we're going to go out and putt with our eyes closed and see how that works out. Sergio wasn't really running out on the green, closing his eyes and just whacking away at a putt. He was actually making a full read, getting his line, setting up over the ball, and then once he was set up, he'd look at the hole, bring his eyes back to the ball, close his eyes, and make the stroke. And what he was doing there, he says he was working on using his own natural ability and striking the ball. But the big thing is what he was accomplishing is two very important things. One is that by having his eyes closed, he had quiet eyes. And a lot of times there's been tons of research that proves that if your eyes are moving around all over the place, that you really don't putt very well because your eyes are darting here and there, and you need to be still with quiet, focused eyes to strike the ball well. So that's one thing that Sergio had going there. The other thing is when you move your head, the putt gets offline. So the other thing that Sergio has going there with his eyes closed is he doesn't move his head when he putts. Now, if you'll notice, you stand over the putt and you begin to make your stroke. If your head is turning to watch the putt, what happens is the muscles in your neck turn and your shoulders turn, and instead of making a really good putting motion, which is simply rocking your shoulders, what happens is you turn your head and you twist offline, and it takes very little to get offline, the putter face offline. 1 or 2 degrees, you'll miss a 5. You'll certainly miss an 8 or 10 footer if you're offline just 1 or 2 degrees. And the thing is, you don't even realize that you're offline that much. So that's what he was really doing, is keeping his eyes and his head still by closing his eyes. I'm going to try a few and see how that works. Looks like very slight break right to, or my right to left, so I'm going to put it right center, hit it fairly firm. Got the read, eyes over the ball, eyes closed, make the stroke. Boom, it worked. I hit that really firm to take out the break. Set up, right edge, die speed, eyes closed. Boom, it works. It works quite well. Gotta say, putting with the eyes closed felt a little bit odd, but I made several putts and the stroke was really good, so can't really complain about that. It does work, but let's talk about some other things that you can do to accomplish the same goal of quiet eyes and a still head. One of the things I will say regarding keeping your eyes closed and head still is that when I'm putting well on putts under 5 feet, I never see the ball go in the hole. I hear it go in the hole. Not because I'm putting with my eyes closed, because I fix my eyes on the ball or sometimes on a spot just a tiny bit in front of the ball, and I keep my eyes there and still after the stroke. And so that's okay, because on a 4 or 5 footer you hear it go in, and that's way better feeling than seeing it go in. That sound is awesome, especially now that we can take pins out again, or it's okay if you hit the pin and hear that little click and then the ball drops in the hole. But a better drill, or maybe it's not better, but another drill that you can do is take a washer. just your basic washer with a little hole in it, a small one. Put your golf ball down on top of that washer, and you'll notice on this ball I've put a little dot that I use. And what you do is you practice putting with the washer under the ball. You set the ball down on top of the washer and you practice putting like that, and keep your eyes on after the ball is gone. After you make the stroke, you want to see the washer and the grass through the hole in the washer. You practice that a number of times until you get that kind of ingrained as your habit, and then you set up, and I put a dot on top of the ball, and I do that when I practice with this drill, and it's a green dot because that reminds me of the grass, and I focus on that dot. Don't use the lines on the ball because those are so confusing. I see people point their line one way and hit the putt another way, and the putt goes in. I see people point the line the right way and then hit the putt the right. Yeah, that's too much trouble. Simply find a spot on the ball, keep your eyes on that spot, and then when I play it that way, I envision below the ball that washer, and I'm just trying to see that green spot after the putter head goes through. So try that. If you've got ideas for other things to help you have quiet eyes and a still head when making your putting stroke, we'd love to hear those. Put those in the comments. And of course, as always, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends if it helps them. You know, if it helps you or them make more putts, then we've had a success here. And until then, here's to you making more putts.